Hi, thank you for joining me and Happy New Year. Oh gosh, that's come round, hasn't it? Okay, weekly AstroTarot presentation, but with a difference this time because I'll be looking at the whole of 2022, starting as usual with general indications, then moving on to specific indications for each of the star signs. And at the moment, I'm looking at Aries. And the final part will be to look at the tarot. Okay, there's quite a lot, so pin your ears back and be ready. First off, I want to emphasize that 2022 is going to be a good year generally. The most active of the big outer planets is Jupiter, the lucky planet. And the outer planets move around the zodiac and bring their energies to the house or sign that they stop in. However, it's the energy of the moon that triggers the true activity. So I'll be looking at various bits and pieces. Now, with this partnership between Jupiter and the moon, there should be a return to much happier times. And we should be able to see the whole global economy start to pick up out of the slump that it's gone into. Right, okay. The first half of the new year will see three major alignments. In February, Jupiter meets with Uranus. Uranus is all about excitement and change. In April, it's the turn of Jupiter meeting with Neptune, almost polar opposite, but it's all good. In May, Jupiter teams up with Pluto. Pluto is a bit of a mischievous planet, but basically it's more transformation. Looking at those in a little bit more detail, 18th of February, it all really starts. Jupiter, who brings happiness, comes into contact with Uranus, who brings change. But on this occasion, we should start to see a return to greater freedom. And to be honest, it's not before time. Wider perspective is Aquarius is concerned generally with humanity, and Saturn, who brings tough lessons for everyone. And that partnership continues right through to 2023, meaning that we should see an important overall improvement, but also the potential for things to return to normal, if any of us can remember what that is, will start forming. Now, that pairing takes place on the 12th or 13th of April. No. I've got that wrong. Sorry. Right. The pairing that occurs on the 12th and 13th of April will be between Jupiter and Neptune. And the indications are that the world is going to wake up to the fact that spirituality and meditation are life changers. We will see that those practices increasing. It could also result in some absolutely amazing opportunities for travel, for dreaming big, for going on spiritual adventures. It's possible that soulmate connections and huge manifestations could take place. However, all this generosity is countered by the possibility that could see either positive outcomes or equally negative outcomes. Remember, I said that Neptune was the master of illusion, deception, and disappointments. However, I feel that Jupiter and its positivity will be able to, if not counter, at least lessen the severity of anything negativity. But do be aware so that you yourself can keep a rein on what's going on. Now, what else? Oh, yes, Jupiter again. Jupiter has a tendency to amplify its own and other planets' energies. And on the 3rd and 4th of May, the alignment between Jupiter and Pluto could result in triggering healing crises. Now, it's difficult to say at this stage what that will be, but it will affect everybody. And you could find yourselves looking to move away from energies, thoughts, attitudes, behaviors that are no longer helpful to you. But the plus side is that you will have made space for new things to take up, to move into. Right, now, as I said, I'm focusing on Aries, and indeed, it's going to be such a good and rewarding year for you, Aries. There's no doubt about it. In fact, it's difficult to know just where to start. Again, Jupiter, the bringer of good luck and wisdom, will be spending much of 2022 moving between your 12th house of spirituality and your 1st house of self. Be ready to embark on a new spate of learning and personal growth. There may be times when you are caught between the old and the new on that threshold. You may feel something like a chrysalis waiting to just break out and share that beauty with and brilliance to the whole world. It's probable that you will discover an interest in the mysteries of what makes life what it is. Don't shy away from anything. Anything that sparks your interest, follow it through. You never know where it will lead. Another big thing that could appeal to you is volunteering, because that would give you the chance to give back to your community. But hey, why stop there? There's many opportunities for volunteering right across the world. So that could link in very nicely with the feeling that you want to expand your horizons, travel. Um, Basically, that's it. Your health should be good, but don't take it for granted. Moving on to look at your tarot cards. I'm just dealing them out now. Ooh, that feels good. And that one feels really good. Okay, let's turn these over. Oh, absolutely nothing to worry about in there. Right. So, first up is the King of Pentacles. He's actually my favourite of all the kings in my deck. He's just so homely. But what he is acknowledging is your reliability, your dependability, and your responsible attitude. He also recognizes your willingness to put in effort, any effort that's required to achieve the end result. In the middle, we have the Page of Wands. Now, he also gives an indication of your willingness to muck in, with a display of confidence and competence. That is how you are more often not viewed. However, there is also recognition that you are generally enthusiastic and very able to think creatively to find workable solutions. And finally, you've got the hang on. Right, yes. This is the Knight of Pentacles, sorry. And he again acknowledges your willingness to work hard. He also recognizes that when you've got a task to complete, you will complete it, come what may. You can be very determined when you've got an idea. You become almost unshakable. Just guard against becoming dogmatic or stubborn even. Okay. All in all, really good stuff for you, Aries. Hi, I'm Lunarcraft. I'm here with the AstroTarot presentation. This week is a little bit different because I will be looking at the coming new year, 2022. And as usual, I'll start off with more general stuff, moving into the more targeted stuff at your sign, Taurus, and then finishing off with the tarot cards. Okay, overall, 2022 is going to be really good. So different to what we've become used to. It's mainly because lucky Jupiter is the most active planet right through the year. But bear in mind that it's actually the energy of the moon that triggers the real activity. Now, with the partnership between Jupiter and the moon, there should be a return to happier times and potentially the global economy will start to recover. Now, a lot is happening in the first half of the new year. So in February, Jupiter teams up with Uranus. What that means is around the 18th of February, Jupiter, who brings joy, will team up with Uranus, who brings change. On this occasion, we should start to see a return to greater freedoms and believe you me, it's not before time. Then in April, it's the turn of expansive Jupiter meeting more meditative Neptune. Now, that will indicate that the world is going to wake up to the fact that spirituality and meditation are potential life changers. So expect to see a lot of encouragement. It's already started, in fact. I don't have a day go by when I'm not told it's time to meditate. Okay. Now, also along with that, Aquarius, which is concerned with humanity, teams up with Saturn, who brings tough lessons. And that partnership will continue right through into 2023. But it should bring an overall improvement all round, but also for signs that things are returning to normality, if anyone can still remember what that looks like, will start to be built. And then jumping ahead to May, we've got Jupiter with Pluto. Now, Pluto can be a little bit of a menace, but it doesn't matter, because on the 3rd or 4th of May, the alignment between Jupiter and Pluto could well result in triggering healing crises. It's too soon yet to say what that will be, or whether it will be physical healing or mental healing or healing in its broadest sense. But you would be doing yourselves favors if you were able to spend some time clearing out energies and thought patterns, behaviors, attitudes that no longer serve you. And the benefit of doing that is you'll be making space for new stuff to move in. And just finally, going back to the connections between Jupiter and Neptune, remember what I said previously, that Neptune is the master of illusion. So just look out for any negativity that might be forming around you and pull the reins in. Keep it in check. All right? Okay, looking at the more specific stuff, all the indications for you, Taurus, are that you are going to have an exciting year ahead. It's very likely that you could, in fact, have a meeting with your own destiny. Now, that sounds big, and it is, but you will find that it happens through the year, triggered by solar eclipses on the 30th of April and then a lunar eclipse on the 8th of November. They will occur in your sign and will bring you a deeper sense of purpose. And you should be feeling very comfortable being you. And many other people will wish that they were in your shoes, that they were more like you. Jupiter, that planet of plenty, will bring lots of good things to your 11th house. the area that focuses on community activities. And the more that you are able to connect with people, the more you will grow in 2022. Added to that, Jupiter joins up with Neptune, as I've mentioned, but also sextiles. That's where two planets are at 60-degree angles with each other. There's a pairing with Uranus as well on the 17th of February. And then again on the 3rd of May, when Pluto joins forces with Jupiter. It's active. It's going to be frantic at times. So be ready to hold on to your hat, but enjoy the ride. Professionally, you are likely to be the recipient of rewards and acknowledgement, public acknowledgement even, for the successes that you achieve. On a personal level, there look to be a number of challenges that could have the potential to lead to a distance developing between you and your partner. However, you can overcome it. Jupiter will help with that. And health-wise, it's possible that you could find yourself encountering some conditions that may hang around for some time before they are fully healed. But they're niggles, that it's not going to be anything major. Okay, moving on to look at your tarot cards. What have we got for you? Let's have that one, definitely. Okay, just turning these over, and I'm getting shivers down my spine, so they're good ones. Yes, they are. Right, in the first place, we've got the Two of Pentacles, which advocates finding balance, but also recognizing your ability to adapt to different demands, including those that grow within relationships. You also have an enviable skill of being able to consider many options at the same time before selecting the one that's best suited to the purpose. In the middle, we've got the Hierophant. Now, he is all about you accepting the rules as they are, by and large, and that leads to you attracting loyalty from people around you. You are also very capable of adapting to change, but out of choice, you would prefer to go with the flow. And finally, the Knight of Wands. He shows that there is a level of impetuousness that can be exhibited by you, but only in appropriate settings, such as when you're off duty and ready to have fun. Hey, you work for it, enjoy it. And you spend so much of your life planning and strategizing that your social life gives you the opportunity to let off steam and wind down. So make the most of those opportunities. Okay, Taurus, that's it from me for this session. Hi, I'm Lunarcraft and I'm here with the AstroTarot, but this week it's going to be a little bit different. This week I'm looking at 2022 in its entirety for each of the star signs. And at the moment, Gemini, you are in the spotlight. I'm going to start off by saying basically 2022 is going to be a fabulous year. Everything is lining up beautifully, and the most active planet throughout the year will be Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is good for all sorts of things, but it's pairing up with other planets, and those influences will come to bear. One thing that needs to be acknowledged, though, is that it's actually the moon and the moon's energy that triggers the planetary energies. So, moving on to look at these partnerships, we've got Jupiter and the moon, which should herald a return to much happier times and the potential to lift the global economy out of the slump that has arisen due to the pandemic. Now, an awful lot of the activity takes place in the first 6 months. And in February, 18th of February to be exact, Jupiter, who brings a lot of joy, will team up with Uranus, who brings change. But the change, I believe, will be most welcome because it's leading us back to more freedom. And by gum, do we need it? Now, we also need to consider the role of Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is concerned with humanity, and Aquarius is teaming up with Saturn, who brings tough lessons, as if we need any more. But that partnership is going to be in place right through until 2023. But it should result in an overall improvement and the potential for things to return back to normal, if we can remember what that is. But those building blocks will be put in place. Now, in April, 12th, 13th of April, Jupiter and Neptune join up. And the result is going to be that the world will wake up to the fact that spirituality generally, meditation also, are game changers, life changers. And it could result in amazing opportunities for travel, for having big dreams, for spiritual adventures, making quite likely soulmate type connections, and manifesting on a huge scale. However, all this generosity is countered by the possibility that could see either positive outcomes or equally negative outcomes. I'm hoping that Jupiter will prove to be the stronger of the two and that positivity will be the main outcome. However, do look out for any negativity building around you, and rein it in. It's also a time when, no, yeah, I've said that bit. Okay, then moving on to May, beginning of May, 3rd and 4th, Jupiter is teaming up with mischievous, I think is the word. Now, what it means is that pairing could trigger healing crises. It's not clear yet how that will take place, or whether it will be mental healing or physical healing, healing of the planet. It's too soon to say, but it will be momentous. What you can do in preparation is to look at yourself, look at energies and behaviors, thought patterns, attitudes that are no longer useful to you. Clear them out. But what you're also doing is making space for new stuff to move in. Now, that's the general stuff. Now, Gemini, oh dear. You have got a heck of a year ahead of you. And I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but you will be under the influence of Black Moon Lilith. And that will be in place until the 14th of April. It's all powerful, and it will connect you with your deeper sense of power. Lilith is concerned with your primitive impulses and behaviors. And think of those in their most basic forms. Make the most of this sacred feminine energy. And you could be well advised to consult with tarot or astrology or psychics, whatever interests you. You will find some of the answers through those mediums. There's also a part of Lilith that could increase your feelings of vulnerability, that could, well, be successfully addressed by your exploration of the esoteric subjects. Okay, your ruling planet, Mercury, enters a retrograde mode 3 times this year. The first will be on the 14th of January, the next on the 10th of May, and the final time on the 9th of September. On each occasion, you will feel the need to look deeply into your motives for doing things. Also be aware, Gemini, that your life is going to be moving at breakneck speed. So it would be good to make use of the dates mentioned above, 14th of January, 10th of May, and the 9th of September, to take a break. Go on holiday. Perhaps go to a beach location, somewhere that will not tax your mind too much. And I know you like using your mind, but it needs a bit of time off. Also, your personal life will be blessed with peace and happiness. You will also find in you the power to end any issues that have been hanging around. Professionally, your life won't see many thrills, and you may feel as if your career is stagnating. It really not be the case. The opportunity to consolidate your position in readiness for future changes. Looking at your health, you will be exploring different ways to maintain and remain healthy. And your body will withstand any illness and recover quickly. Right, moving on to tarot cards. At last, you say. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's turn these over, see what's what. Wonderful. Okay, we start off with justice. And justice advises you to accept responsibility for your own choices, but also that you consider both sides of any situation. Justice is also about restoring balance, and you do that by thinking objectively, keeping an open mind. And just one last thing from justice, and it's particularly applicable to you, Gemini, is communication is a key factor, but that should be very easy for you. You are a natural communicator. In the middle, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and that indicates that you have material security along with the potential to reach a position of success. These will be enhanced by using tried and tested traditional values. I know that's not always easy for you, but it will pay off. Now, in the final position, we've got the Devil. It's not as bad as it sounds. He is reminding you to remain as positive as possible, but also to be prepared to give yourself the permission to move forward without any restrictions. And it's likely that you could be imposing barriers that don't actually exist. So just be aware of that potential. Okay, that's it for you, Gemini. A good, exciting year ahead. Thank you for being with me. Hi, I'm Lunarcraft. I'm here with the AstroTarot presentation. This one is going to be a little bit different because I will be looking at the full year of 2022. And this time round, it's Cancer that is in the spotlight. Okay, starting off with the more general stuff. Generally, it's going to be a really good year. So don't hold yourself back. The main perpetrator of this positivity will be Jupiter, very active over this coming year. But obviously, it depends on which houses, which star signs those planets land in. But wherever it is, the moon triggers the real action. And that partnership between Jupiter and the moon, your ruler, should herald a return to happier times. Also, it has the power to lift the global economy out of the slump that it's descended into. Now, looking at all the other alignments. It really is going to be an active year. So, be ready. First half of the year is particularly busy. And what we are expecting is on the 18th of February, Jupiter will meet up with Uranus. Uranus, who brings change. Jupiter brings joy. And it should herald a return to more freedom, greater freedom. By gum, do we need it? Right. Just broadening out the outlook a little bit. Aquarius is the sign concerned with humanity. And Saturn moves into Aquarius and brings tough lessons for all of us. And that partnership will continue right through to 2023. But what will be going on is that the building blocks for us to return to normality, if we know what that is now, but those building blocks will be put in place. Okay, looking forward to April, 12th and 13th of April, Jupiter and Neptune team up. And the result will be that the world will wake up to the fact that spirituality and meditation can and probably will be life changers. And indeed, that is already starting. I get several nudges every day. It's time to meditate. Have you thought about this app? Have you thought about that app? Meditation is all around us. Right. Now, what else can come out from Jupiter and Neptune is some amazing opportunities for travel, for dreaming big, to go on spiritual adventures. It's possible that soulmate connections will be made and that huge manifestations will take place. However, all that generosity is countered by the possibility that could see either positive outcomes or indeed negative outcomes. Remember, I said that Neptune was the master of illusion. So do keep a tight rein on any negativity that forms around you. What I'm praying for is that Jupiter, the planet of abundance, is going to balance out Neptune's deceptiveness. So think positive, that will help. And then in May, Jupiter teams up with Pluto. Now, Pluto can be a little bit of a mischievous planet, but he is also a powerful transformer. And Jupiter, in this situation, will amplify Pluto's energies, meaning that it could trigger a healing crisis. It's too soon to say what form that will take, but it could be mental healing, it could be physical, it could be relationships, it could be the planet. But you will be aware of it. Now, Pluto's energy during 2022 is mainly positive. So you could find yourself wanting to get rid of energies, thoughts, attitudes, behaviors, anything that is not useful to you any longer. And the plus side of doing that is that you will make space for new experiences, new things to move in. Now, moving on to more specific stuff, basically, Cancer, you are going to have a fabulous year. Your fellow water sign, Pisces, gives you energy that works very well for you. And alongside this, there is a great deal of planetary movement that occurs in the sign of Pisces. So putting all that together means 2022 has the potential to be your dream year. You will most likely feel these energies when Jupiter and Neptune meet up, which doesn't happen often. But on the 14th of April, they do join up, and it prods you towards learning something new. Anything that interests you that you haven't done before, look into it. Now, the moon, our ruler, plays, as I said before, it plays a part in activating the other planets' energies, but particularly the energy of Uranus during the eclipses throughout 2022. Now, there's 4 that are of particular significance. 30th of April, 15th of May, 25th of October, and the 8th of November. And that is when the universe will be encouraging you to accept change willingly, as that will bring new areas of creativity into your life. Professionally, Cancer, you will try virtually anything to get a hold of and manage your work. Looking at your personal life, however, it will be different and will see you taking control of any challenges or people around you. Also, don't take your health for granted. Keep a close eye on it. There's nothing major indicated, but always be aware. Okay, looking at your tarot cards. 3 cards needed. So, 2 and... oh, that one. 3. All right, let's get these turned over. Oh, okay. Bit of a mixed bag, but nothing bad. The first card to be revealed is Strength, which acknowledges the strength located in your core. It's where you store your courage. You call on this reserve to help you get through difficult times, or those times that take you out of your comfort zone. In the middle, we see the 8 of Swords. And it says that you dislike being put in a position where you feel you are trapped into a corner with no way out. It also speaks of feelings of vulnerability. Cancer, you are depicted as a crab. Crabs have a hard shell, and that acts like armor, but underneath, hidden from view, is a soft underbelly. You are a master of disguise when it comes to hiding your vulnerabilities, and it serves you well. Finally, we have the Magician, who informs you that you have the tools, the knowledge, and the ability to transform your desires into reality. He also states that knowledge is power, but also counsels that you do not have all the answers. So be prepared to carry out research to fill in the gaps. Okay, so overall, as I said, a fabulous year in the making. I'm going to wish you a very happy new year and thank you for your time and attention. I will be back with the weekly AstroTarot sessions from next week, and I hope you'll be able to join me then. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.